views expressed on this show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not those of radio station KKLO, Vision Communications Incorporated, its management, or advertisers, the National Association of Remodeling Industry, Kansas City chapter, and its employees. Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program. You're listening to NARI Home Time Radio Show on AM 1410 KKLO. Here's your host, Jan Burchett, Executive Director of Kansas City NARI.
Hello and welcome to NARI Home Time Radio Show. I'm your host, Jan Burchett. I am the Executive Director of Kansas City NARI, which is the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. We are a non-profit trade organization focused on professional remodeling. The Kansas City NARI chapter is a local chapter of the national organization. We have 355 companies that are members. And I always tell folks that if it touches your house, if it's outside your house, if it's inside your house, probably someone in NARI does something about that, because we are the remodeling professionals for the residential market in the Kansas City metro. NARI Home Time Radio Show is heard every Wednesday live 1 to 2 p.m. on KKLO 1410 AM, which is also 92.7 FM, or you can stream it live with your Alexa or on your computer at work. I love the fact that it's spring. I love the fact that daylight saving time has changed. I'm not sure if I keep wanting it to change back, but when it's light until 7, 8 o'clock at night, it makes me happy, even though I have to walk my dog at 6 a.m. and then it's really dark now at 6 a.m. But it is what it is. So I do want to thank our show sponsors, and we could not do NARI Home Time without these sponsors. McCray Lumber, proudly serving the greater Kansas City area for over 70 years. Mike O'Connell with Hayes Insulation, improving the comfort, beauty, and efficiency of your home. Marvin Windows and Doors, built around you. And Overhead Door Company of Kansas City, the genuine, the original Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. And speaking of outside, because that's what makes me think about things in the spring, my first guest, this part of NARI Home Time, is Andy Wright with Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping. Love your company name. Welcome to NARI Home Time.
Hi, Jan. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the benefits of Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping and what products and services you provide to homeowners.
Well, we help homeowners spend more time outdoors with their family, and we do that by designing and creating and building outdoor spaces. We do a lot of outdoor living areas. We do curb appeal projects to help enhance the facade of their home. We help solve other problems like drainage issues or irrigation systems or lighting to help them enhance their home at night. And just anything outdoors that we can help solve problems is what we do for homeowners. Well,
I love the fact that you told me you were a design build company, and that's language or words that maybe someone in the industry knows. But tell us a little bit about your philosophy on design build, and also tell us a little bit about the fact that you are a K-State grad and what your degree's in.
Yeah, so I'm a Wildcat. I went to K-State. I got a degree in landscape architecture. I knew since I was young that I wanted to be an architect, and then when I got there, I was got exposed to the world of landscape architecture, and I didn't really realize that was a profession, but it turned me on right away, and that I could spend time outdoors and create and build. And so that's kind of what's in our DNA as a company. And we believe in quality design, and we want to help people make usable spaces that they can entertain and have the quality craftsmanship that they find on the inside of their home.
That's awesome. And I think in the Midwest, more and more people are spending more time outside. So in a 12-month period, other than maybe this past winter, you can spend a lot of good time outside. I'd say easily 8 to 10 months outside, and then you have those couple winter months that you sort of have to not think about it for a while. But in the Midwest, I think also outdoor living is definitely something that was probably East Coast, West Coast long before it got to the Midwest. But I do believe in Kansas City, there's more and more folks saying, you know what? We have this beautiful backyard. Let's make it a place where we can entertain, where we can relax, where we can play with the kids. And that's what Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping can do.
Yeah, and we can also add a lot of elements to help you spend more time outdoors in those off-season, in between transition months. You know, we can consider covered structures, fire features, fireplaces, outdoor kitchens. We know we have a lot of clients that grill even when it's cold or rainy or snowy because they just like to cook, you know.
For sure. So why is landscaping a property? Hold on, I can't read. Why is landscaping a property, our outdoor living space, so important? Why is that important?
Well, it's important so that the biggest thing is so that you and your family can spend time outdoors together and not have to worry about the maintenance that's involved, or maybe a disappointing patio that's too small, or concrete that's cracked, or a deck that's old or too small. We have a lot of clients that have just the area is not adequate enough for them to entertain. So it's important to just have a space that makes you feel comfortable and is usable, and that everybody can get together and enjoy the nice weather. What
about the ungreen thumb that I have? Are you able to come to my house and give me some landscaping plants and flowers and things that are easy to take care of? Is that really true?
Well, Jan, every client I meet asks about no maintenance.
Right.
And so our phrase is we have no maintenance, but it's spelled KNOW. So you got to know how to maintain things.
Yes.
But we do try to use native plants and a limited palette of plants. We don't try to get experimental with our clients' landscaping plant selection. We know what is more bulletproof and going to last, and then we can also train you on how to take care of it, or we can help take care of it for you.
See, I love you have all the answers. I love the fact that you know maintenance, KNOW. You educate your clients about that. And then if you say, hey, and I'm sure you have clients that love to take care of everything and they don't care how high maintenance things are. But for the other people, it's like, hey, Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping not only can install it, but they can help you maintain it.
Absolutely. And we have very specialized maintenance. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that mow lawns or take care of lawns, but we don't deal with that. We focus on the landscapes that we create. So the planting areas, the mulched areas, the garden areas. We can specialize the way we take care of those plants.
I loved your selection of words for what you do: outdoor living areas, fire and water features, patios, walls, decks, shade structures, stormwater management, irrigation, lighting, and specialized property maintenance programs, and seasonal color. What's seasonal color?
Seasonal colors, flowers. Everybody loves flowers. You know, typically when we do a landscape design, we get a lot of flowers from shrubs or perennial plants that'll come back every year, but annuals are the showiest of all flowers.
Correct.
And the easiest way for a homeowner to do that is in a container, because it's focused, it's easier, it's quicker to water and maintain. And I have one tip for you. When you plant a container, there's 3 things you have to do. You have to consider a thriller, a filler, and a spiller.
Ooh, thriller, a filler, and a spiller.
Yes, the thriller is the tall plant. It can be spiky or big leaves like elephant ears. The filler is kind of the medium, moundy begonias, and the spiller is the ivy or sweet potato vine that comes over the pot.
That's going to move.
Yes, and if you do that and have the right sun or shade tolerance, you can't go wrong.
Ooh, thriller, filler, spiller.
Yep.
I like all this stuff. Design, build, know, KNOW, maintenance, and thriller, filler, spiller.
You got it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So from your perspective, is Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping year-round? Are you working with clients 12 months out of the year?
We are. In the off season, we're focusing more on design, the design side, the design build.
Okay.
And our carpentry division can keep a little bit busier in the winter months. This has been a tough winter, but also our hardscape projects, if we can get the infrastructure in place, the base in place, we can do some of that work in the winter as well.
And is there a temperature deal with your industry where you're not going to work out if there's a temperature issue?
If it gets below 20, it's a little bit hard for the guys to sustain a full day. But we can focus on the design side of things and management and production.
Okay, and Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping, best place to visit them is the website, which is royalcreationslandscaping.com, or you can call Andy at 816-825-2524. He has been in business since 2013, so 6 years. Yep, and pretty new NARI member. He joined Kansas City NARI last year, wanted to focus on networking, and I think he also figured out that we didn't have a lot of exterior landscaping companies in NARI. But I tell you, if it touches your house or is it inside or outside of your house, somebody in Kansas City NARI does that work. So we are going to take our first break from NARI Hometime Radio Show, and we'll be back with Andy Wright with Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping. We are back with NARI Hometime Radio Show. I do want to mention that Kansas City NARI is a nonprofit focused on education and networking. So it's great every week that I have guests who are NARI members who can educate consumers about their expertise. But as an organization, we spend all year round educating our members. And we do that in a variety of ways. We host luncheon meetings at Hallbrook Country Club. We have seminars, workshops, roundtables. We just had our education committee meeting today, and we talked about our upcoming topics for lunch meetings and roundtables. We are always looking for small business topics or industry issues in which we can showcase those speakers or topics to our members. It's a great organization. You can visit us at remodelingkc.com. Also need to throw out the fact that our 22nd annual Remodeled Homes Tour is coming up April 13th and 14th, and that's just a great opportunity to go visit quality remodeling projects done in the KC metro area, and you're actually walking into houses that people live in. You're not walking into a new home that no one's ever lived in. You're walking into a real house with real people, with real dogs, with real kids. But for about 12 hours on that one weekend, the homeowner gets to say, hey, I give up my house to the contractor, the NARI contractor, and then the NARI contractor showcases their kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, room addition, whole house remodel, all those type of things. I was telling Andy with Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping that we've got to get more outdoor living projects on the tour. So I've got him interested in that because more and more folks are looking at outdoor living as a project that they want to focus and put their money and budget into. So, Andy, tell me a little bit about what kind of upgrades Royal Creations can help to add on to my outdoor living spaces.
Well, it all starts with the floor, whether it's a deck or a patio, that's where it all starts. So designing and creating that so that it's functional for your family and also so that it'll stand the test of time. There's different materials that will perform better over time than others, and we have conversations with our clients about how long they plan to be in the home, as well as their budget, to try to find the best solution to fit with that. But then it goes into how do you use the space. We often ask our clients, how do they entertain? Do they have small dinner parties? Do they have big blowouts with 50 people there? That will help us make decisions on how we design the space to make it best fit their needs. And then elements that go into it, such as a fire pit or a fireplace or outdoor cooking or lighting, or we've done some really cool fire water features that are combined together. Swimming pools, some people like to entertain that way. So just learning more about how we can help their family spend time together.
Yeah, and I again, outdoor living to me is such a broad option of, like you said, decks, patios, 3-season rooms, lighting, patios, hardscapes, plants. You probably have had some people that want to put some sound in there, right? So they can entertain their guests with some music and stuff. It's amazing what you can do with outdoor living spaces. And then the outdoor kitchen, it's not just the barbecue grill anymore. It's the kitchen where you can cook pizzas, right?
Yeah, or have a wine fridge.
Yes.
Or a beer trough, or anything that you can have inside, you can have outside.
How about a pig
rotisserie?
Pig rotisserie. You haven't done that yet, have you?
No, haven't done that one. But if anybody wants one, give me a call.
There you go. So what are some benefits your past customers are seeing from the outdoor living spaces you've remodeled?
One story I can share with you is a past client that we did a pretty large outdoor living project for, and their kids were teenagers at the time, just kind of getting into the teenage age range. And a few years later, we talked to them, and they told us that their kids were really happy that they did it at that time in their life, because they could remember that as they had the last few years before they went off to college and did all that, and the parents really enjoyed it because they could invite their friends to their house, keep an eye on them, make sure they were safe. And so that just really struck a chord with me, that we can help create a place for the teenagers and their families to hang out together and be together.
Well, I think about outdoor living when you have a graduation party. I'm sure you've probably done some design work for those people that said, hey, we have a nice backyard and my daughter's going to get married in that backyard.
Yes, we've had a lot of graduation parties, wedding receptions. That's one reason why now is the time to give us a call if you have a project like that, because we want to get it planned out and be able to get it done in time for those types of things.
When we talk about planning and your design build process, is that something you meet with me 2-3 times over 2 or 3 weeks? The project starts it, and I know it depends on the magnitude of the project, but it could be a 6 to 8 week process, 3 or 4 month process. Do you have an idea of?
We try to expedite the design as much as possible, but still spend time on it because we know people are anxious. So it starts with a questionnaire. We get a little information from our clients. Then there's an on-site consultation, usually about 90 minutes. We spend time talking about their goals. We spend time showing them some of our work. And then we take some measurements and try to get as much on paper in that initial meeting as possible. That way we can get feedback. We can sit at the kitchen table. Hey, are we going in the right direction? Do you like these concepts and ideas? And then I usually try to come back within a couple weeks and present a proposal for what we're going to do.
Awesome. From your perspective, does someone who's looking at outdoor living need to always think about budget before they talk to you?
I think they need to think about it, but we can help guide them through that process. Okay. And one of the things we do is when we come to the proposal phase, we do what I call menu-style proposals.
Oh, that's nice.
The floor is one price.
Right.
The fire feature is another price. The kitchen's another price. That way we can have an honest discussion about prioritizing and helping people figure out what they need to do. We could also talk about financing if that's something that they need to do.
And realistically, I would assume you have clients that you've also maybe done some phased work, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
Absolutely.
Does that happen in your industry?
All of our best clients tend to come back. You know, it either starts with the outdoor living and then comes back to curb appeal, or the other way around, and increasing the planting design over time, because the hardscape's kind of the first thing that happens. It does the most damage and destruction, during the process, and then the planting and the mulch is kind of the icing on the cake at the end.
And irrigation is important, especially for landscaping, but for those people that don't have an irrigation system, you can still design and teach them how to maintain, correct?
Yeah, we can design a drought-tolerant landscape, and we can provide them with a guide to how to water and maintain those plants, or we can help them do it for them.
Okay, so we talked a little bit. So if I want to get a project started with Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping, first thing I want to do is...
The best way is to go to our website, because then you can see what we do, learn more about us, see pictures of our work, and we have some places there where you can fill out our questionnaire, and then that way we get all your information, and we just kind of automate that process, and then it makes it easier and more efficient when we have our first phone call. We already kind of know what you're looking for.
So visiting RoyalCreationsLandscaping.com is the first place to start.
Absolutely.
And I had to ask Andy how he got this awesome company name, because it makes me feel good. Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping. All those words are very good. So he has this wild story, right? So tell us briefly how you got that name.
Well, my partner and I were started by talking about what color trucks should we have, and we thought blue would be great because we don't see a lot of those out on the road at the time. And then we thought, well, the Royals are blue, so that's really cool.
Yes.
And then we realized my father's name is Roy and his middle initial's L, and my partner's grandfather's name is Royal.
That's
and then
so wild.
it was just serendipitous, and from there we figured it out.
I love it. Royal Creations, Architectural Landscaping. I think that says it all. I mean, to me, it makes me feel good that I'm going to hire somebody that does Royal Creations, Architectural Landscaping, and you know what you're doing. Andy is a K-State grad. And what about our homeowner tip? Because we are looking at March. So what is a good homeowner tip for you to give to somebody?
Well, the biggest thing this time of year is to make sure all your landscape beds are mulched well. The mulch has a lot of benefits. It helps retain moisture for the plants. It helps control weeds, which can be a pain for any homeowner in their landscaping.
Are you taking out the old, or are you just putting it on top?
We rarely take out the old.
Okay.
The old will biodegrade, and it will add organic matter to the soil, which is food for the plants.
Okay.
So we top dress mulch with an inch or two layer, and we make sure not to put too much around the base of the plant because that could hurt the plant.
Okay, so they know maintenance, KNOW. So I think that's awesome. That's a great tip about the mulch. That's important. So you need to get going on that now. And if you are interested in doing anything to enhance your outdoor part of your home, Royal Creations Architectural Landscaping is the company to call, 816-825-2524 or royalcreationslandscaping.com. Andy, I'm glad you're a NARI member. I'm glad you were on NARI Home Time Radio Show, and we are going to take another break.